Hi there everyone, Josiah here from Womp Creations with another show and tell for you guys. This week I am pulling out something that has been in the shop for a while now. In fact, I think this has been here really since I started the channel, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. This is my post Sarlaac Boba Fett helmet, and my thinking behind this was I really enjoyed making the Dead Endor Trooper, which is another show and tell that I did. I'll have it up here so you guys can go watch that. But I wanted to do something really similar, and I think all of us Star Wars fans anyways have contemplated what life after the Sarlaac pit would be like for Boba, and I wanted to do a little bit of storytelling through prop making. And so this is what I envisioned Boba Fett's helmet look like after the Sarlaac pit. Now, I will start out by saying this is not an accurate paint job. It is much, actually in some ways, this is much less scratched up than the actual Return of the Jedi Boba helmet. And it's nowhere near the Empire Strikes Back helmet. I went with the Return of the Jedi Boba helmet because that's what he looked like when he went into the Sarlaac pit. I could do a whole video on Empire Strikes Back versus Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, even some of the pre-production or Super Trooper stuff. There's a lot to Boba, but I did use all of the correct colors. I just didn't go movie accurate with the damage, but I also wanted to add some damage. So as you can see, I added some really deep scars here, one going over the visor. There's a couple on the back of the dome. I knocked out some areas of the actual helmet up front and kind of around the back. This piece was just a lot of fun to make, and like I said, this is much more of a tribute than a replica, even from a starting off point. Now this is also, because it's been in the shop, it's gotten pretty dusty, but I haven't cleaned it off because I actually really like that. I think it kind of adds to the effect of this being something that's kind of been sitting under the Tatooine two sons of Tatooine for years, and just having dust and sand blow it all over it. I wanted to do a similar thing as the Dead Endor Trooper and incorporate some of the environment into the base. So for that, I just did something really similar to what I did for the Endor Trooper. I got some sand, and while my epoxy bottom was drying, when it was almost dry, I sprinkled some sand over the top, and I made sure not to press anything down into it because that's how I got some of the black epoxy to kind of bubble up and form a rock effect for the Dead Endor Trooper. There aren't any rocks on Tatooine, at least not like big giant ones. That's not what comes out at you when you think of Tatooine. You think sand. So I just went with some sand, and then I also put some glue down and put some on some of the edges around the piece, like up in the visor area. So this was just a really fun build, and like I said, this is one of my favorite things in prop making, and it is storytelling through a prop. And I think these kinds of tributes of just imagining what could happen and trying to tell that story through a prop is just so satisfying. It's just so much fun. It's so much fun. I didn't weather this as much as the Endor Trooper, and that's because Tatooine, while it is really dusty and sandy, other than that, it's not a particularly dirty environment. There's no mud, there's no vegetation that could be growing over this. It's just sand. So because of that, I didn't do a whole lot of weathering on this. I did add some scratches and stuff, but that was about as much as I could do, and felt like I could keep it in that frame. But I am very pleased with how this came out, and I think it will continue to live down here in the shop. We'll have to see after I move, but like I said, I like how this gets super dusty down here, and that's part of the storytelling. That's one of the wonderful things about Star Wars props, actually, is the rougher you handle it and the more dinged up and dirty it gets, the more authentic it looks. It's a really cool aspect to that aesthetic. But thank you guys for coming in for another show and tell. We are coming out with these every Wednesday, and a build video or something completely different every Friday. As always, I'm always looking for topics for the something completely different video, so if you guys have anything that you want to see, make sure to let me know in the comments. Make sure to hit the subscribe and the notification bell right next to it. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.